All right, time out. That's it, time out. Guys, let's all calm down, yeah? We're all worked up. Let's all just, like, chill the F out and talk for a second.
Gotta just back it up. Yeah, back it up. Okay? All you gotta do is we just back it up, okay? That's it. Back it up. That's right.
And now for something completely different.
Gotta work, gotta make that money, make purse. Gotta focus, so I make it burn. Give them a flash when they see me earn. Gotta work. Gotta make that money, make purse. Gotta focus, so I make it burn. Gotta get that credit, get perk. Gotta work. 눈에 착착 준비되는 golden plate 이제만 도착 LA to Tokyo
시차에 밖에 꼬리시계 classic dark 내가 움직이면 뒷다리지 gorgeous
어딜 가도 뛰어나와 breaking news 하루 종일 내 노래가 나와 radio 그냥 뜨은 춤을 추는 flamingo 허나 내 시간은 금이라서 adios
가슴끝부는 랩포스테으로 24시간 다 발사는 중
관심 없지 너 침묵도 원해 no 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 Gotta work, gotta make that money, make purse. Gotta focus, so I make it perfect. Gotta get that credit, get perfect. Gotta work. Gotta make that money, make purse. Gotta focus, so I make it perfect. Gotta get that credit, get perfect. Gotta work. Gotta work. Gotta work. Gotta work, gotta make that money, make her. Bomb, belly shake, shake. 가져 잭잠, 제다 마시 fresh. 몸에 뱉지, 눈 부셔 jet지. 따라게. 아는 영예사 돈의 8점까지. 떨고 돌면 지우중 한 가족임. 나는 괜찮아, 그냥 기대가요. 우리 비행기는 이미 지연석이. Yeah, 떨려 이건 마치 같이. 하늘에서 뿌려버린 시즌에. My quick on a different beat. Crazy that don't want like me. 시간 다 발사는 중 관심 없지 나 침묵도 원해 no 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 Gotta work Gotta make that money make purse Gotta focus so I make it burn Gotta get rich with the same perk Gotta work Gotta make that money make purse Gotta focus so I make it burn Gotta get that credit get perk Gotta work 플라팅 텍터 서둘러 지금 바쁜 넌 좀 빠져줘 우린 지금 하늘자 위로 You can find me where I stand Gotta make that money make Gotta work.
Howdy. Welcome in. Good evening. You got me. It's me. It's a chair that won't roll, apparently. Welcome in. There we go. Good to see you. Hope you've all had a good day. Happy Friday. We're going to chat a little bit. There was some entertainment news. I thought about not streaming tonight. I did. And there's some entertainment news I want to talk about. So I'm going to talk about it. You're welcome to chat back to me about it. And that way we'll have a conversation. I talk, you chat, I respond. It's a thing. It's a thing. Welcome in. We're just pulling up a side or two. Hope you all had a good Friday. Let me welcome in the chat. I'm always glad to see. Well, thank you, Mar. Thank you, Mar. Nicole, Happy Haunt, Stacy Rogers, Jeanette, Sebastian the Crab. Say hey to Jeanette. Say it loud. Say it proud. Say it with
2 N's, 1 Y, but it's not where you think.
That's right. Hey, Jeanette. Welcome in. Now let's jump down on me. Teresa Squire, hello. Jan S. Disney, good evening. Good to see you. Mark F., welcome. Excuse me. That came out of nowhere. Theo Sam Eagle, good evening. Good to see you. Katie Phillips, artist extraordinaire, maker of bracelets, first of her name. Queen of the Etsy's. Let's see. It's just going to start getting longer, I think. Jimmy the Head, good to see you. Hope you and Darlene are doing well. Good evening. Welcome. Let's see. Jason Thibodeau's here. Howdy. Disneyland fan Steve, what's up? And there she is, the lovely, beautiful, ever so talented, the Daisy to my Donald, the Chili to my Bandit, the Lady to my Tramp, the can't think of another dog one. No, can't remember. So we're going to jump genres, and we'll go the MJ to my Peter Parker, and the Leia to my Han, the Arrowin to my Aragon. Lord of the Rings. I got halfway into it and my mind went mush. We'll get there. Here we go. Vicky Gillespie, welcome in. Diz Beach Jill, hello. Good to see you, Jill. Back it up. There's Vicky. There's Diz Noah, welcome in. Burnett Doki, hello. Good to see you. My eyes gonna itch. Diz Noah, Stacy, Jason. Robert Dixon, welcome in. Marin Memphis, hello. Who else am I missing? Jennifer Crusoe, hello, comrade. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you came back after last night. Captain Mickey Mouse, hello. Happily ever Divine Lindsay. Good to see you, dear. Sophie to your Benedict. See, I would remember that, but I don't watch the show. So, yeah. Lori and Todd, welcome in. Happy Friday. Good to see you. Shelby's here. Howdy. Karen Sanders, good evening. Welcome. And I think I'm caught up. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Welcome. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, we're going to talk a little entertainment news. Because that's what I felt like doing. So here you go. Hope everybody's doing well. Oh look, she didn't say to subscribe to Diz Our Dream this time. Way to go, Jennifer. Thank you. My Friday was a Friday. It was work. It was off work and went and picked up Zaxby's for mom and boy child and myself. Jonathan Chong, welcome in from the 57th state of Canada. Excuse me. Jeff Condon, hello, good sir. There are bad days, and then there's this. I hope oh, buddy. Prayers for you, buddy. Hope you have a better weekend. Yeah. So yeah, went and picked up Zaxby's for the family. Something interesting about Zaxby's. I don't know if y'all have Zaxby's where y'all are. It's a chicken tender restaurant. They're pretty good. I like their salad. They have really good salad, grilled chicken salad. Good. Mom and boy child like the boneless wings. Um, Mom loves. I've talked about this before. Mom loves spicy things, and so she always gets her wings dipped in their tongue torture sauce, which is one of their hotter sauces. And so I was putting her order in on the app, and when I went to add the fries, it asked if I wanted the normal seasoning, and I was like, "Well, yeah," because you could get it without or with extra seasoning, and I just went normal. And then below that, it gave an option for additional seasonings for your fry, and one of them was Nashville hot. And I thought, you know what? Mom likes the spicy things, so I got her the Nashville hot fries, and she really liked them. She said they were better than just the regular ones. They were, if the flaming hot Cheetos, how they're like bright, almost. Yeah, that's sort of what these fries were. Thomas A.K. Gorgeous T, welcome in, Thomas. Good to see you. Hello. Underdecker Woods, welcome in. Good to see you. So she enjoyed them. So tongue torch wings. Who would order those? Mom does every time, Caruso. Every time. I go to order. She says, "Don't forget tongue torture sauce." Yeah, I was like, yeah. She loves spicy foods for sure. She knows. Yeah. Do you guys have a Broadway chicken, or also known as Broadway hot and honey chicken? We went to one the other day. It was phenomenal. The chicken tenders, OMG, so moist. It's Nashville theme inside, so haven't heard of it. I'll look into it, but I haven't seen one. That's cool. Stephen K, good evening, sir. Good to see you. Hope you and Crystal K are doing well. Good to see you. So Old Key West, Kim and Bruce. Good evening. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah, so she approved of the Nashville hot fries. I was like, no, that's way out of my league. I don't think I could dip that in enough ranch to make that work for me. So I passed on it. Boy Child tried it and liked it. But now Boy Child gets his boneless wings dipped in teriyaki sauce. Yeah. I need to forget today before it starts all over. Oh, buddy. Have a good night, Jeff. Take care, bud. Yeah. Broadway chicken is just a New Jersey thing. Didn't know that. Okay. We'll pass that along to our New Jersey friends then. Lindsay says to check out the Broadway chicken. So yeah, went and did that, picked that up, came back, read some articles, and watched a little bit of news. And so I decided to come on and talk about entertainment stuff. So here we are. Got a couple of things to chat about tonight. We're going to start out with this. Nick D'Ambrosio, welcome in, Nick. Good to see you. We're going to start off with this, and we're just going to chat about a few things. Maybe not too long tonight, but we'll just chill and hang out. Just you and I. And I did that wrong. You and I. There we go. Dyslexia is a bitch. Anyway, this is our first look at the God of War series coming to Amazon Prime Video. There is Kratos and his son that he is training. This is based off of the God of War video game series. Diana Murphy, hello, dear. Good to see you. Happy Friday. So there, yeah, that's our first look at the series coming soon to Prime. I don't know a release date yet for it. But looks pretty good. Looks pretty accurate to the game as far as Kratos's look. So maybe not quite as bulked up as the game, but then again, it's a video game. So yeah, environment and all looks good. So there's that. Who's the actor for him? I can't remember, JC. Can't remember who the actor is. Yeah. There is a bunch of stuff coming to HBO Max in March, which is 2 days away. We watched the trailer for this. This is a new series or movie or something coming. The DTF St. Louis looks a little weird. I was excited because it was Jason Bateman, and then we watched the trailer and it went sideways. So be warned. But Fackham Hall is coming to Max March the 6th. And I'm excited for that. Hilarious movie. Can't wait to watch it again. March the 6th, coming to Max. This is Rooster starring Steve Carell. I don't know what that is, but it's coming March the 8th. The Comeback Season 3, March 22nd. And then Ballerina from the world of John Wick coming out March the 27th to Max. So there you go. They have a bunch of movies that are dropping on March the 1st like they normally do. Some older stuff, kind of refilling other ones that are going away. The original Spider-Man movies, the Amazing Spider-Man movies are coming. The Blair Witch Project. Woohoo! The Greatest Showman and the Greatest Showman Sing Along, in case you don't watch it on Disney Plus, I guess. But yeah, and then they have a lot of series that are coming. Of course, as normal. There's Fackham Hall on March the 6th. I saw one other. Here's we did watch the trailer for this. The Fukushima A Nuclear Nightmare comes March the 10th. That looked really interesting to me, and I think Steve was into that one. Of course, all your House Hunters, Pioneer Woman, March 21st, all that sort of stuff. The seasons for the shows dropping. But yeah, there you go. And that kind of brings me. I'm excited to see Ballerina. I did not see that in theater, and so I've been waiting to watch it. I think it may have been on another streaming service, and I just haven't gotten around to watching it. But I'll watch it on Max, maybe later this weekend. Stephen K says, "Man, that's sort of the general census that I got from it, but I still wanted to watch it. I love the John Wick movies, and I realize this is not going to be maybe to that level, but I wanted to watch it anyway. Jan says she saw it in theater. It was okay, violent. Yeah. Steven says it was entertaining. Snickerdoodle says Ballerina was pretty good. John Wick was in it more than I thought he would be. See, that's what I'm thinking. I kind of had that feeling, but yeah. So here's where I'm at. Found my boys' Pokemon collection here while packing up things, getting ready to sell a house in PA. Definitely goes in the keep piles. Yes, keep them, Caruso. Especially the older ones like that, for sure. The John Wick movies, I'll sit here and watch anytime. Those are movies that I will put on. I'll be working on a puzzle. I'll be working on a video. I'll be playing a video game. I'll put John Wick on any one of the movies. To be honest, I just recently watched all 4 of them in sequence again. I enjoy the movies. I think part of it is the music and the sounds. Not gonna lie, it's a good audio mix to have going in the background for me anyway. I realize it won't be the same for a lot of people. For me, I enjoy the John Wick movies. I also enjoy the Equalizer movies with Denzel. Same principle. I can put those on, go do stuff. Yeah. First one is the best in my opinion. First one is probably the best one. Wouldn't disagree with that. But I still enjoy the other 3. Still enjoy the other 3. The third one was a little meh. Fourth one was pretty good. Yeah. My understanding how they write the John Wick movies, y'all probably don't care about this, but I watched something that or read something, one of the two, that Keanu talked about how they write the John Wick movies, and basically him and the director writer, because they're all very close knit. They gather in a hotel room and basically lock themselves in for a weekend on a bender and write the movies. So, Ron said those are beautiful movies. They are very, yeah. So, I enjoy them. I don't know if we're going to get another. I think we'll get another one. 4 kind of left it open. It also left for a possible spinoff, but there's too much money on the table. They'll bring back John at some point. Keanu Reeves will be as old as Sean Connery, still doing John Wick, probably, for goodness sake. Anyway. Other bit of news kind of leads into this is what's coming to Max, and that leads into the big part of news that I was wanting to talk about tonight. We had been talking. Love me some Keanu. Yeah, Thomas. It did say John Wick will return at the end of it did. And he did in Ballerina, but I still feel like he'll come back in his own thing at some point. We've been talking about Netflix possibly buying out Warner Brothers Discovery. Yesterday, it was announced that Paramount had upped their bid to $31 per share. Yesterday evening or afternoon, Netflix announced that they would be bowing out, that they would not try to match that bid, and they would be bowing out completely. So Paramount, Warner Brothers has signed the merger agreement. It pretty much comes to a total of $110 billion. At the $31 per share, $31 per share comes to $77 billion. You add to that Warner Brothers debt, $110 billion that Paramount would be paying for Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount has already paid Netflix $2.8 billion to terminate their agreement. So there was an agreement on the table that if they got bought out, Netflix had to be compensated $2.8 billion to walk away and do nothing. Wouldn't you like to have $2.8 billion handed to you just to walk away and say, okay, I won't buy that for all. I won't. You can have it. I mean, I thought NFL coaches getting bought out of their contracts was a sweet deal. You didn't even do anything here other than at first say, hey, I'd like to buy you. And then someone else come along and say, hey, we'll pay more to buy you. And you say, okay, you can do it. And then get paid $2.8 billion. Merry Christmas, Netflix. Now you can go make more crap. So there you go. The other side of this is Paramount says that they will raise the minimum they will release a minimum of 30 films per year theatrically once they have bought Warner Brothers. So it'll be 15 per studio, 15 on the Paramount side, 15 on the Warner Brothers side. That's what they're saying right now. Still with a minimum 45-day theatrical window. All of this, it sounds crazy that they would say this the day that they are announcing the deal. However, Netflix had hearings at Congress about their proposal to buy Warner Brothers. This was one of the questions that they were asked at their hearing on the Hill. Was basically how many movies would you be putting out in theaters and what would their release time frame be? So I think that's kind of why they're getting ahead of this and saying this is how many we're looking to put out. It'll still be a 45-day window, that sort of thing. Let's start bidding on companies. Exactly, Jennifer. Yeah. Now the trick is making sure you don't get stuck like it's like Steve buying auctions, storage units. Make sure you're not the last person bidding. Just make sure that you're able to say, no, you can have it, and then you can pay me but 30 movies a year. That's pretty interesting. I mean, both studios are probably running that right now, and they're not all, like massive budget. We're not talking all Top Gun Maverick, or, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter level stuff. We're talking 15 total, some small budgets, some indie stuff, a few big budget stuff. 15 per studio seems normal. Is what I'm trying to say. 45-day theatrical window is sort of what most movies are running right now, unless they're big hits like Zootopia or Avatar or Minecraft earlier last year, I guess it was. If it really takes off, they'll extend that window, of course. But usually a minimum 45-day window is kind of what's typical. And then you usually get it to streaming service like Max, Paramount Plus, something like that, within about 80 to 90 days, somewhere around there. So there you go. That's it. Now, the other side of this, Netflix getting their money and walking away. Leaked audio today from a company-wide meeting with David Zaslav, who is the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, thinks that it will take 6 to 12 months for the deal to close. And he said, quote, "The deal may not close. If it doesn't close, we'll get $7 billion and we'll get back to work." So if the government says no, they still make $7 billion. Now, it's not the $110 billion that they would get for the buyout, but $7 billion, it's not bad, especially when you're coming out with crap movies like Supergirl. Anyway, I didn't say that. But there you go. There you go. Kakuo is less in theaters. They just did bare minimum to be eligible for international awards, so not everything. Some theaters will. Some movies will. I mean, yeah. Just the minimum to be able to get, yeah. Or for certain award considerations, that sort of thing as well. So $7 billion if it doesn't go through. $7 billion. You remember when million was a lot of money? Now we're throwing around billions like it's. Welcome to 2026, I guess. Jeez. I'd be happy with $50 and they're passing around billions like it's candy. Anyway. Why is it all important? This is why it's all important. Netflix lost, Paramount Global has officially won, yada yada. Paramount will now control HBO, HBO Max, CNN, CBS, DC Studios, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon, MTV, Showtime, TNT, Comedy Central, Turner Classic Movies, DC Comics. I mean, that's a bunch of stuff. Princess Kristen, welcome in. Still recovering and resting from my partial therapy. Hope you're doing well, Kristen. Was thinking about, yep, still praying for you. Good to see you. This also gives them control of Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Trek, Mission Impossible, Transformers, The Conjuring, A Quiet Place, Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, Beetlejuice, Gremlins, SpongeBob SquarePants, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Dora the Explorer. Why are we putting Dora on here? But Dora. There you go. What's crazy is back in the day, these right here, if you owned what, 2 of these franchises, you'd have been you would have had a money printing machine back in the day. The way they've run these franchises lately, not so much. Not so much. This is a heck of a catalog if you can produce material. Game of Thrones is in spinoff territory at this point. I mean, Game of Thrones they've done the Game of Thrones. I mean, short of doing another version of Game of Thrones, it is Game of Thrones. They've done it. Now you're getting into House of the Dragon, the Hedge Knight series, that sort of stuff. I think there's a couple other spinoffs that they're looking to come out with. But it's still a pretty big draw. Night of the Seven Kingdoms has done well. So I mean that's still a good one. Lord of the Rings. Some of you may not agree with me. Lord of the Rings, if you count the movies alone, huge. I mean, those what, 6 movies? Amazing. The series that Amazon came out with has not fared well. And that starts to trend into some of the problems that some of the others of these franchises have had. Harry Potter, I mean, the movies are the movies. Now, they just came out with a audiobook series that was kind of star-studded cast on that one. I've heard it's pretty good. If you want to listen to the audio version, several big name kind of actors involved with it. Keira Knightley, I think, did a role in it. Maybe I don't think it was Jeff Goldblum. Anyway, supposedly pretty good. They're coming out with the live action series on Max. It is supposed to be a little more true to the books than the movies, even dive in a little more detail. In essence, there's some casting choices there, and I'm if they're gonna try and do all of the books, it's going to get interesting because John Cleese is who's doing Dumbledore. Not a young man. And you're looking at multiple years to be able to complete the series if you're going to do all the books. So, great actor. Not wishing anything bad, just saying. Star Trek. Star Trek is near and dear to my heart. I know some other people might not be as into Star Trek as Star Wars. Star Trek is near and dear to me. I grew up watching the OG series with my grandfather. Is how I got into Star Trek, and then Star Trek TNG came out. I think my senior year in high school, and I fell in love with Star Trek. And I've kind of grown and matured with Star Trek. I go back now and watch Star Trek, and I get different stuff out of it than I did as a young person. It's layered entertainment, and it's smart, and it's intriguing, and it's good. And then it went to crap. pretty much everything since the J.J. Jar Jar Abrams movies needs to just be jettisoned, mark it all in the Kelvin universe, and just what do you mean went to crap? Well, I mean it went to crap. It just needs to be put it all in the Kelvin universe. Shelve it for a couple of years, and let's bring it back to a series focused on an enterprise, and bring it back to what it needs to be. I think that's my 2 cents. Agree to disagree, Stacy. That's perfectly fine. Enjoy it. Yeah. So, okay. Sorry, getting a text from Girl Child. Um, so that's just not a fan of the Kelvin universe. It's fun, but it's not my Star Trek. It's not my Star Trek. Yeah. Yeah. You put that 2 cents back in your change purse, sir. No, not going to, Stephen K. I'm leaving it on the table. That's my feeling. They've altered a lot of the characters and the intelligence of Star Trek. And when I say characters, I mean aliens. Anyway, Star Trek. Loved you. Miss you. What you were. Mission Impossible. I mean, it's. I think that. I know, buddy. Mission Impossible. I think. I think that was the last movie. I haven't watched the last one yet, to be honest. But I think that was supposed to be the last one. Now, will they do a spinoff? Most likely. I mean, those movies make money. You could easily bring in a younger cast, and again, I haven't seen the last one, but you could probably bring in a younger cast, have Tom Cruise set up as their team leader or whatever anyway, I'm just saying there's a future there for Mission Impossible, I think, still. Transformers needs to be done without Michael Bay. Y'all probably aren't going to like me for that one either. That's my hot take. I'm done with Michael Bay's Transformers. I am. The first Transformers movie was fun, and then they just progressively got dumber. And reusing the same footage and just you it's just robots. It's not even robots. It's just things banging on things and shooting things, and it's visually a mess. Bay's very limited in developing a plot that draws you in. Exactly, 100 Acre Wood. Yes. And that's what I'm looking for now in some Transformers movies. The Transformer animated movie back in the day, very good. Comic book series, amazing. There is so much character character development that you could do with the Transformers, which is silly because we're talking about transforming robots. But there's so much character there that you could develop. It's not just Autobots transform and Decepticons, let's attack, and that's it. And it's flashy, slow motion explosions and girls with boobs going. Yeah. So there you go. That's Transformers. I would love a good Transformers. G.I. Joe. I'm glad you mentioned G.I. Joe. Because okay. I'm glad you mentioned G.I. Joe because there was some news announced today. And that news is there is a new G.I. Joe movie in the works. Max Landis and Danny McBride are writing separate scripts, and then Paramount plans to blend the two scripts into one film. This has me a little worried. I'm not a big fan of when you take two scripts and blend them together. Yeah. No word if this is going to be a continuation or a reboot. I have a feeling this may be a reboot, but that's just from my guess. The first the first two GI Joe movies. I mean, that's the best scene from the second GI Joe movie. The story itself was made no sense and was stupid. Snake Eyes was good. He got his own spinoff movie. Storm Shadow looks really cool. Cobra Commander is pretty awesome with the helmet. But story wise, it was meh. The first one was meh as well. And I love G.I. Joe. I grew up playing with G.I. Joe, but that's too much me. But yeah, that's G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe. I think right now an amazing G.I. Joe movie would do very well if you just made a straight up G.I. Joe Cobra movie. I think it could do very well. Look at Masters of the Universe, for goodness sake. Same time frame at the height of its popularity as He-Man was G.I. Joe. If you weren't playing He-Man, you were playing G.I. Joe. I mean, you had the freaking 7-foot long aircraft carrier. You had the F-14 Tomcat with the parachuting ejector seat for your G.I. Joe. The little switch that you'd push or pull that the wings would extend or come back. You had the Blackbird-esque plane for Cobra. I mean, freaking cool. I had the man, loved me some G.I. Joe. I think we tried to condense G.I. Joe a little too much. Yes, they did. They were just okay. They were barely okay. Barely okay. The I had all of those as a kid. Nick, the one that was like a plane and the front end of it broke off and went into like a submarine mode. Love that thing. Played with that one all the time. Um, G.I. Joe, man, so freaking cool, so freaking cool. It's funny to me now as an adult that basically those cartoons in the '80s, like Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, were all created essentially to sell toys. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. The Snowcat. Snowcat was, oh yeah, Snowcat. They were, Steven, to sell toys. And guess what? They still do the same thing to sell toys. So here's a little fact for you. Marketing genius. Well, wait for this. So J.J. Abrams and his Bad Robot Company, when they went to make Star Wars Force Awakens, whatever the hell, they wanted a cut of the toy merchandising. And to sell more toys, that is why they made minute changes to some of the characters and the ships, including the Millennium Falcon. That's why you went from the circular dish on top of the Falcon to the rectangular dish on top of the Falcon, as well as C-3PO getting the red arm. It was to sell more toys. Captain Phasma, you get a silver stormtrooper. Sell more toys. The whole look of the stormtroopers was to sell more stormtroopers. That was it. It all came down to the toy sales. Yep. Every single character Disney creates these days is done with marketability in mind. Absolutely. Completely. That's why the Toy Story characters, even though it's minute changes, change each time so that you have to buy the new one with the new gadgets. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And William, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Howdy. If you remember, they also added new screens to the movie and brought them out. Yep. Yep. It's merchandising. Look, I mean, that's what's keeping Star Wars alive at this point is merchandising. I honestly believe that's why they haven't developed Grogu's character anymore is for merchandising. Sell more of the cutesy wootsy toys. Because if you develop his character and make him, it's not going to sell as many toys. Keep him kind of mumbly bumbly, cutesy wootsy, sell more toys. Yep. Um, hey, Chris, you know what? I think you deserve a nice, cool, adult beverage. I do. Yeah, sure. Um, so that's just none of the toys. I know this is going to stun most of you. You're going to be very shocked to learn this. But none of the toys from the the Acolyte series actually sold. They didn't. Mm-mm. No, those toys didn't sell. They ended up at Ollie's and Big Lots by the cases in Character Warehouse, which is also for some of the stuff from Boba Fett series ended up because the Moff Gideon Beskar helmet is there now because Jennifer Crusoe streamed it the other day. Um, what's her name? Sabine's helmet is there too because it's not selling. See, Mar bought Acolyte toys on clearance at Walmart. If you'd waited a little longer, Mar, you could have found them at Ollie's or Big Lots because they're not going anywhere from there. They have tons of those. They also have tons of Marvel's The Eternals. Those don't sell. That's why there's not going to be an Eternals movie too. Yeah. So there you go. There you go. Did Big Lots go bankrupt? I don't know. Maybe. I think we still have one around here somewhere. I know we have Ollie's. And I know they have those toys because I was in one the other day. So yep. Anyway. Um what do you have in the fridge? Smirnoff Ice. I do have a Smirnoff in there. I also have a couple of more of the small bottles of the wine that I got. Um, yeah. Um, so there you go. It's going to be interesting to see how the hearings go on this Paramount Netflix deal. I mean, Warner Brothers deal. Netflix, I think, was a little harder of a sell because Netflix is a streaming provider, and they didn't wanted to make sure that all of those theatrical releases were not going to disappear with Netflix. Because that's a big industry. I mean, I know not many people go to movie theaters as much as they used to, but that's still a very large industry. And they didn't want to hurt it that way. At least with Paramount, they're ensured that they're going to continue theatrical released movies. So there's that. I is one better than the other? I don't know. To be honest, personally, I wish Warner Brothers Discovery would stay independent and not sell to either one. That's my personal wish. If they're going to sell one to one or the other, I think Paramount might be the better option, but that's just that's just I don't know. Like I said, because of theaters and that sort of thing, I don't. Not a big fan, but here we go. It looks like it's going to happen. the other thing you have to worry about with this one is too much on the broadcast side, but CBS and CNN aren't really considered the same thing because CBS is broadcast, CNN would be cable. That's two different things the way I see it. So I don't think there's a monopoly type issue considered there, especially considering CBS doesn't really do a cable news channel per se. I think they may have something out there, but nobody charts it. But yeah, that's a lot of stuff for one company. From cable to network to broadcast to all of it. And we didn't even scratch the surface on that one. And this one. And either way this goes down, I don't think James Gunn should get too comfortable in that office right now. I don't. Had it been Netflix, or if it is Paramount, I don't think James Gunn should get too comfortable. And that's not a slight, Stephen, to because of the performance or my viewpoint on Superman. There's just too much mining to be done with those characters. And whoever takes it over, I think they'll want to start a clean start, just like Zaslav did when he took over. In my opinion, James Gunn hasn't shown the best handling so far for this franchise, or its trajectory moving forward. I don't see how you go from a Superman to a Supergirl to a Clayface movie. Not to mention all the ones that he wanted to make that they scrapped. So, our brains are incredible. Just say any one of those names and we instantly picture scenes, phrases, and who we were and when we saw the. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep. Never forget watching Infinity War. Yep. Heck, I'll probably never forget watching Fackham Hall in December. So, yeah. Yeah. But there you go. That's just what I thought we'd chat about tonight. Tomorrow, you got Jeff live tomorrow morning. Be sure to go say hey to Jeff. And then it may be me back here tomorrow night doing something. If it's just me, we'll do a puzzle or chill or Lego or something. Yeah, I think we're calling it a night. It's an early one, I know. Stacy's 100% correct. What is Stacy? Don't tell Stacy she's correct. That goes to her head. Don't do that, Mar. Don't do that. I think we're going to hold off on blueprints. I know y'all are wanting to do another blueprints run. I would kind of like to wait until the gang's here to do another blueprints run. It's Friday. It's non-school night, says Diana. I hear you. Tina McNeil. Hey, Tina. Um, was anybody interested in the demo that we started the other night? I know it's vastly different than Blueprints. Was there J Grubs? Good evening, sir. Was anybody interested in that before I call it a night? Jonathan Shawn says it was good. Stephen K was interested. The graphics were pretty good, crew, so it was pretty good. Yeah. I'm going to keep looking. It looks interesting to me. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. It looked very smooth. I will say the graphics were good on it. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the story going with it, but it didn't suck. That's true, Disney fan. It didn't suck. It was okay. It would take some getting used to. Graphics were good. Voices, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the voices were kind of the father's voice, and then it's just yeah, yeah. I get that. Um, I, I I don't know that we'll go back to it. I might play the rest of the demo offline and kind of tell you what happened. But yeah, I'm going to keep looking. There's got to be there's I say there's got to be something. I haven't found it yet. I'm going to keep looking though. Um so we must have had so much fun. Yeah, we did have so much fun with Blueprints. We did. We did. That's the problem. And there's nothing else like it. There is an update coming for it though. I saw another interview with Tonda that made it, and he said that update is coming soon. So once the update comes, of course, we'll get back into it because they are adding stuff to the game. So yeah. So once that releases, we'll definitely dive back into Blueprints for sure. Um, they haven't announced a set date for the release yet of the update. So one final update. That's what he said. And he's not making a sequel. He said they're doing one last large update to it. And then they're going to then he's going to start working on a different project, completely different in nature. Um so yeah. Go check out Jeff in the morning, and then like I said, I'll be here tomorrow night. Hope you will be. Appreciate you all hanging out. Thank you as always for the support and for the friendship and for the fellowship. We may talk Villains Land a little bit tomorrow night. Karen Sanders. Hey, good night, dear. We may talk Villains Land a little bit tomorrow night. A lot of back and forth rumors going with that this week. So, anyway, love you all. Hope you all have a great night. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Hope it's pretty good weather for everybody. So, we will see you back tomorrow evening. We'll see you in Jeff's chat in the morning. Love you all. Toodles baloobles. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Love you.